You're watching TVC Breakfast. Government is being urged to make policies that will encourage more students to develop interest in enrolling at technical schools to save the country from the crisis of unemployment.
Correspondent Rafiu Hamid has more in this report.
The history of vocational and technical education in Nigeria can be traced back to when the country came in contact with missionary and foreign merchandise. Its essence is to assist learners in developing different career options and most especially acquire skills through various practical activities. In Osun State, there are 9 technical colleges and all are currently being upgraded by the state government. We visited that of Osogbo and met their students on practical.
I'm praying God that God let me to be a mechanical engineer and to have my own business on my own so that I can be free from my shop.
In fact, they are coping very well. They are performing very well. We make sure we mix the practical together with the theory. So we like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the practical day. Monday and Friday is the theoretical.
Their workshop is well equipped with necessary machines that will aid teaching and learning. It is a tuition-free school because government wants more students to show interest.
Presently, we are not paying as such. We only collect for lesson fee, examination fee, and educational trust levy. Lesson fee is 500 naira, examination fee is 500 naira, and educational trust levy is 500 naira.
The principal says the technical college in Osogbo has 13 departments, out of which students opt for their preferred course. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Osun is the state with the lowest rate of unemployment in the country, with 10.1%. Authorities of this school want the state government to sustain the feat.
Actually, with this trend of trend put up by the government of the state, the rate of employment of the state will be reduced to barest minimum.
Technical education is very important to any developing society, but there's no way we can develop without technical skills.
Students of technical college spend 3 years and are issued certificates afterwards. Ulutobalo explains the challenges facing technical colleges in the state.
There is no provision for enrollment. We source for students ourselves to get students into the college.
It is believed that unemployment will be reduced drastically if more attention is given to vocational and technical education. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.
Well, a life coach and social transformation strategist, Abiola Chamsalame, joins me now via Skype to talk more on this. Good morning and thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Good morning, Veronica. Thanks for having me.
You will agree with me that in the 60s and 70s, technical schools were very prominent and suddenly we begin to see a decline. What happened?
So, you see, one thing I believe is what history has told us is many of us, we've learned nothing from history. And from our history, starting education with technical competence, it tells us what the basic requirement is for the development of our country. The purpose of education as it is, it's supposed to be to empower the students to solve problems. But what we have nowadays, unfortunately, is that we have students being stuffed with outdated knowledge, and then they are issued certificates for being stuffed with outdated knowledge, and they cannot solve any problem. That's why we have high rate of unemployment in Nigeria.
Now, does that show that we do not understand the role technical schools, how important or critical they are to economic and social development, so to speak?
There's a gap. We just forgot it. We just forgot it. In other climes, in certain other developed countries, I beg your pardon, that we refer to so easily, technical skills like plumbing, it's quite lucrative. You know, technical skills like, knitting, all those basic things, quite lucrative. But because everybody wants to celebrate having a certificate, because you've studied medicine, accounting, banking, engineering, all the popular courses, and then people forget that the real deal to making business, to making a sustainable economy, and making a viable business for yourself as an individual is technical skills, which is what people require.
Well, you see, most parents would not want to send their children to the schools. How do we begin to educate people or change that mindset to make them understand how beneficial technical education could be?
Okay, so in order to change mindset of people, people need to see the result. I mean, so number one is that we need to look at the technical schools we have right now and equip them with the necessary instruments that they need to function effectively. Secondly, the people who are training people, we need to train the trainers such that they have the capacity to train the students with up-to-date knowledge, current up-to-date knowledge. Then we can now start talking to parents and the entire society that, you know what, technical skills, we're revamping the technical curriculum of this country, and this is what we have done so far. So send your children to these places, and this is who they will become when they finish.
Now, another issue is the aspect of disparity or discrimination in the society. You understand the discrimination or disparity that comes when you hear people go to polytechnics and those who go to the university. How do we deal with that aspect if we are to revive these technical schools?
Okay, already there's a bill in the House, and I think it has been passed already. But there was a conversation earlier this year about upgrading polytechnic status to be the same with university status. So that is one way to go. The other way to go is to stuff this polytechnics with the right equipment needed and the manpower needed, such that the people that are actually living the polytechnics don't just have certificates, but they have what I call certificates. And that certificate is not knowledge, is that they have the capacity to start creating something, so that you can change from an economy that is only exporting oil into exporting other things that we can create locally and then spread across the globe.
So now, in terms of the government now accepting or reviving technical schools, how much advantage is this going to bring to the economy and development socially?
One, it will grow our GDP. Because imagine that some of the things we import at the moment, that we don't import them, rather we create them locally here. Now, not just that we create locally, but we're now also exporting them. And so it helps us with the balance of trade. So it increases our chances of making more money beyond oil. Oil is good, oil is going, there are conversations around that. But I'm saying that with these technical skills, and people can create things within this country, create shoes, plumbing, and many other things, many other technical skills, many other vocational skills that we need to equip people with. With that, we can increase our revenue locally and globally.
Abiola Chamsalami, thank you for your time on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, now that's the much we can take when it comes to talking about embracing technical education. But let's remind you that we are streaming live on YouTube, and you can connect with us on Twitter using the hashtag TVC Breakfast. Still ahead on the show. Oh, I can only imagine the impact it has had on various homes. And it's important to note that as much as government has its responsibilities, the people also have their responsibilities. The canal that was given literal depths in it, and that has caused the blockage. That is, giving rise to the flood waters. But more has to be done on the part of the government.
A lot more has to be done on the part of the government. Of course, that area should be an emergency area such that government is proactive in that part, because as much as we see the waters there, we should also realize that the foundation of each house is in jeopardy. And once that happens, we get some building collapsing. And
also they are prone to diseases, waterborne diseases. All right, moving on now. Government is being urged to make policies that will encourage more students to develop interests in enrolling at technical schools to save the country from the crisis of unemployment.
Correspondent Refiu Hamid reports.
The history of vocational and technical education in Nigeria can be traced back to when the country came in contact with missionary and foreign merchandise. Its essence is to assist learners in developing different career options and most especially acquire skills through various practical activities. In Osun State, there are 9 technical colleges and all are currently being upgraded by the state government. We visited that of Osogbo and met their students on practical.
I'm praying God that God let me to be a mechanical engineer and to have my own business on my own, so that I can be free from my shop.
In fact, they are coping very well. They are performing very well. We make sure we mix the practical together with the theory. So we like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the practical day. Monday and Friday is the theoretical.
Their workshop is well equipped with necessary machines that will aid teaching and learning. It is a tuition-free school because government wants more students to show interest.
And presently, we are not paying as such. We only collect for lesson fee, examination fee, and educational trust levy. Lesson fee is 500 naira, examination fee is 500 naira, and educational trust levy is 500 naira.
The principal says the technical college in Osogbo has 13 departments, out of which students opt for their preferred course. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Osun is the state with the lowest rate of unemployment in the country, with 10.1%. Authorities of this school want the state government to sustain the feat.
Actually, with this trend of offense put up by the government of the state, the rate of employment in the state will be reduced to barest minimum.
Technical education is very important to any developing society, but there's no way we can develop without technical skills.
Students of technical college spend 3 years and are issued certificates afterwards. Ulutobalo explains the challenges facing technical colleges in the state.
There is no provision for enrollment. We source for students ourselves to get students into the college.
It is believed that unemployment will be reduced drastically if more attention is given to vocational and technical education. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.
A life coach and social transformational strategist Abiola Cham Salami is with us via Skype. So thank you so much for joining us here. Looking at this issue of technical education, first of all, what are the challenges of technical education, technical schools in Nigeria?
Okay, education in itself, the purpose of education is to empower the students to solve problems. And the number one challenge with our educational system as a whole is the fact that we're just stuffing students with outdated knowledge. So bringing it to the challenge with technical schools in Nigeria is the fact that there is no much concept knowledge. So bringing it to the challenge with technical schools in Nigeria is the fact that there is no much concentration on equipping the schools to help them to now empower the students that will solve problems, such that we can now have an economy where we can be exporting other things much more than oil.
So, like you said now, the fact that there are no equipment and the schools are not well equipped to help children to learn skills and tackle this problem. Now, it's a huge challenge, and it shows that technical education is not fulfilling its mandate.
True word. It's not fulfilling its mandate. I mean, there are young people out on the streets now. The report that we just viewed now said that Osun State has the lowest rate of unemployment because of the concentration in technical skills. The number of young people out there who don't have anything to do, who are not gainfully employed because they don't have the necessary skills, that they can put in place to solve problems and then make some money for themselves. And talking about solving problems, I mean, it could be from manual, somebody having the ability to knit shoes, somebody having the ability to make shoes, like I said, somebody having the ability to look at mechanics, for example, auto mechanics, people who work on cars, for example. That is another area. Plumbing, for example, is another area. In developed countries, some of these artisans are even making more money than regular white-collar guys, regular white-collar jobs. So it is important that the government sees this opportunity and plugs into it so that more citizens can be employed and self-reliant.
Okay, so in all of this, we have always talked about entrepreneurship, and the drive has been so high. What can we do to ensure that technical educations live up to their mandates?
One is train the trainers. Make sure that those who are training these people have up-to-date knowledge. Two, provide the necessary equipment in the schools all around. Three, increase the awareness the same way that we know that a medical doctor, an accountant, a banker, an engineer, that all of them, the same way people like to study courses like that, also make it mainstream as well for people to know that there is nothing, that there's great potential in plumbing, there's great potential in shoemaking, there's great potential in all of these other areas.
All right. Transformational strategist Abiola Chamsalami, thank you so much for talking to us on this.
Thank you for having me.